was a governor, stood in front of a coal-fired plant and said, this plant kills people. And now he's running around talking like he's Mr. Coal. Did you see when he was doing that ad? He's in front of all these guys, all these miners with hard hats. Found out later they had to come. Boss made them come.
Is there any truth to this? With me now in a Fox Business exclusive is that boss, the one the president was talking about, the CEO of Murray Energy, Robert Murray. Thank you so much for joining us, and tell us, did you force your workers to go out there and stand there with Mr. Romney?
Of course not, Melissa. And Friday, 500 miners from that mine signed a letter to Barack Obama and said, Mr. President, why are you lying about 500 coal miners? What he had done is put that statement in an ad in Ohio. It's absolute lies. These miners were outraged, Melissa. They were like caged lions. Yeah. And they spoke out. There was not a management person involved in those 500 letters. They had a press conference, and they asked him to stop the ad and to stop lying. None of it's true.
Do you have any idea how it got to that point? I mean, have you heard any response from them at all, from the president or from his campaign?
No, ma'am, I hadn't. We thought by now he would pull his dishonest ad, but he has not. And our miners are quite outraged about that also. They just want to work in honor and dignity, Melissa, and they felt like pawns when these lies were spread by the Democrat Party and then put into an Obama commercial. And they're outraged.
Yeah.
And lie is a very strong word. And they said in the letter to the president, why are you lying about us?
That's incredible. And I think we do have some of the letter there, where they basically said that they weren't forced to attend the rally. No attendance records were kept at the rally for hourly employees. There were no penalties or punishments for the workers who didn't attend. They're still expecting a response from the president, from the campaign, an apology of some sort. What would make this better for your workers?
Well, I think, first of all, a retraction of the ad and then an apology. But it would also be good if he would just support coal. He's the greatest enemy the coal industry has ever had. These people are frightened, Melissa. They're scared. Their jobs are at stake. He has closed down 204 coal-fired power plants already in the United States.
How is that? So I'm sorry, because I just want to, we hear all the time, the president saying that he is a friend of coal. And you say he's not, that he's closed these plants. Why is he responsible for closing these plants as opposed to maybe the EPA being responsible, or cheap natural gas, for example? Why is it his fault?
When he said on January 17th they can build coal-fired plants in America, but I'll bankrupt them, he's making good on that. Joe Biden said no coal in America. He owns a lot of debt to the environmental constituency, radical elitists, and he's paying those debts back. Ma'am, this is not just a coal mining issue. That 95,000 megawatts that's in that 204 plants, that's the 4-cent a kilowatt hour electricity in America, while he promotes his 22-cent a kilowatt hour wind and solar if the wind blows and the sun shines, plus it gets $24 a kilowatt hour from the taxpayer. What Obama is doing is destroying low-cost energy in America. People are not going to be able to pay their electric bills, and people that manufacture a product for the global marketplace are not going to compete with China, because they've been building a new coal-fired power plant every week for years, 4 cents a kilowatt hour. Ma'am, in the PJM interconnection, where the utilities sell incremental power to themselves, the power costs for the years 2015 and 16 are up 800%, 8 times. He is destroying low-cost electricity in America.
How do you know that Mitt Romney,
his constituents?
How do you know that Mitt Romney will be a true friend of coal? Because he's obviously alleging the opposite.
Well, I have spent a great deal of time with Governor Romney. He gets it. He is a friend of the coal miner. But remember, those were 500 miners that signed that letter to Obama saying, stop lying. And they also said in the letter that it was a great day and we were honored to have him a friend of coal.